What's up, guys? I'd actually shot a full video yesterday, just come back from Lotus, and brought some cardboard and some microgreens, some experimental stuff that we have growing in the grow tent at Lotus Farm and Garden. And apparently my sound wasn't on because I was still in podcast mode. So I forgot to turn the sound on, and that'll be fun. So you'll get some weird shots and might not be so contiguous, but nice about working at a farm and garden shop is I get tons of cardboard, and I'm going to be expanding a little bit this spring. So I'm going to expand this bed, just make another one right here next to it, because why not? Because why have grass? And then it is March 3rd today. So in Zone 6B, Western North Carolina, peas can go in. And everyone's getting excited in Asheville because it's glorious this week. This is one of the false springs that we have. I found a post. I'll see if I can go find the post on Facebook I came across, but it was like the 12 seasons of Western North Carolina, and there's 2 false springs, and we're in the last false spring, so we'll have a cold snap again, or winter again, until actual spring. For about 3 weeks, but I'm resisting the urge to just seed everything, as is everyone else. I actually love spring here. Since I do work at a farm garden shop a couple days, I get to see people's enthusiasm at starting new gardens and just breathing new life and being invigorated again after the depressing winter. So gardens are starting to boom, and it's amazing. We'll just give you a quick tour of what we got going on. I cut some micros yesterday, and I think you guys might appreciate that. We had some arugula, I had some mizuna, which I'm trying out, and some red acre cabbage, which you guys know, and that was delicious. And then I have a bunch of mulch, obviously, that I did midwinter here when I got bored. Just some pine shavings that a company had dropped off next door. So the cardboard you just saw is going to go in these rows that don't have stone down. So it's going to line these rows right here. I tend to add another layer and then dump more real mulch on top of that every spring, just to keep squashing weeds, because crabgrass is obnoxious here and will poke through everything. But everything's still dormant here. We do have some garlic over there popping out, and the spinach actually is still okay. I need to do one final harvest of that, and then that'll disappear. But the greenhouse is going to be full with the starts that are currently under the light in about 2 weeks to harden them to go outside, because it's go time in about 2 weeks. March 15th is all the cold weather stuff can get direct seeded and transplanted. So not much time. My mom will actually be down here around that time, so I might wait and have her help. But what I did yesterday were just some peas. My roommate, Danielle, loves snow peas. She doesn't like snap peas. I like snap peas, so I did some sugar snaps on one side, and because I love snap peas, they're reminiscent of the kind of the why you garden reason, other than for food cultivation and food security and resilience. Sort of that first crunch of the spring is almost as good as that first cherry tomato pop of the summer. So I soaked snow peas. Ended up being 2 days because I was late doing the video for her. Those are right here, down here. So I've been using spent microgreen trays, not even composted, just, the fertilizer got used with the microgreens a little bit. So I just have been dumping it where I'm doing any fresh planting and not bother dumping it in my compost thing. That will be probably another month to finish, and then I'll put a layer on before probably when the summer stuff goes in. But I did an inch apart next to this cattle panel. The morning glory was on this cattle panel over the summer and in the fall. It was the most beautiful thing ever, and we'll do that again this year. But the peas will love this to trellis, so I did snow peas there, and then I have to water these because it's quite warm. I did my snap peas right along the base right here, and they'll just climb up this trellis. Peas need something to climb, So they'll be happy with that, and we'll have peas in April probably. So that'll be cool. And there's going to be a lot of compost being dumped here, just a fresh layer on all of the beds. Oh, and I just wanted to mention, I I now understand why older generations of gardeners and farmers do things the way they do, because they don't have time. So in my early 20s, I used to be way more idealistic, and I'm still fairly idealistic, but I used to do everything as optimal as possible. That included inoculation and precise seeding and everything. That was also when I was on a farm, and we had to for profit and just to break even. But now I just do things kind of willy-nilly because I don't have the time, because I'm building coaching programs for people, I'm training people in the morning. I got podcasts going up and all that. So I now just use, this is my simple solution. It's a root inoculant. So I just sprinkled a little bit of this in each hole with the peas, just to help them, once they germinate, help the roots get into the soil a little faster. Peas don't really need much nutrition because they're legumes, and legumes are useful for fixing nitrogen. So you use them to sort of replenish depleted tomato and nightshade and heavy summer fruiting plant soil. So that's all I did, dump some of that in there. And on one side I did do, that side I did not do the mycos, this side I did. So we'll see if it makes any difference. And the next video that goes up, you will see, it's a teaser for the Syncretist Society that my roommate and I are building. We have a 6-month course up. I'm providing the coaching and implementation aspect of that, and Danielle works, her site is soulmapping.life. I've mentioned that a couple times, and she does human design, gene keys, astrology melded into one. So she does chart readings for people and multi-session packages. It's a form of typology, sort of helping you uncover, based around what type you are, how you best make decisions without relying on an external authority. It's hard to think about if you have an engineering or predominantly left-brained brain like I do, because I tend to rely on sheer logic and research. What human design does is allow you to not have to look outside of yourself for anything. It's not a gut feeling sort of thing. It's a specific science procedure for using your own mechanisms and reality to make better decisions and larger decisions that are sort of in line with what's expected of you. I'm not doing it justice, but I'll put up the teaser for the Syncretist Society, and we'll be doing a whole bunch of masters in their fields. We've got a couple people already doing healing modalities, body work, so one doing yoga and movement, some people doing breath work. I'm doing nutrition and fitness and gardening, obviously. She'll be doing human design, gene keys, astrology. Human design melds a bunch of different mystery school teachings and pulls the fundamentals out of them. So it uses a little bit of the chakra system. It uses numerology. Basically, it pulls quantum physics and quantum mechanics. It pulls sort of the fundamental foundational codes out of all of those ancient practices, and comes with none of the fluff, the dogma, the woo-woo stuff, as it were. So it just uses the coded, fundamental, hard science, if you will, aspect of all of those mystery school teachings that have been around for millennia. So I'll always have the link for her channel is a featured channel, and I'll be putting up podcast links that we do. Our first one's this afternoon, so look forward to seeing that. And we're just going to give you a couple shots of me cutting some micros and putting the peas in the ground, and I will talk to you later.